All right, guys, welcome back into Above Ground World News Live. Welcome in, man. We got so much news to cover. It's like overwhelming. Like, I can't cover everything. It's just too much stuff going on. So hopefully the stream will bear in here, getting a late start tonight. Now we got a lot of news to get in. First thing we're going to jump into is the Lake Orville live stream is down. So they're saying the visitor center webcam is currently offline due to damages caused from the recent storms. The webcams will resume sometime in February. What? January? What? This is old. What the hell? Is it? How do I get here? All right. Well, what is going on here? Maybe I clicked the old link. Well, anyway, the webcam being down, if it is down, I'm trying to figure it out here. We also had the seismographs go down. The seismometers have went down at the Orville Dam around 8:15 this morning. Now we're also getting ready to get hit with some CMEs. Now the CMEs are running late, but they're supposed to be coming in anytime tonight till tomorrow, or all the way up into the 17th, which is tomorrow. Looking at maybe a G2 moderate and 70%. So we got a lot of crazy stuff going on, with the Orville Dam. Looking at the radar, which we'll get into here in a few minutes, it looks like the rain is kind of off and on. It's not as bad as what they were showing, but I mean, it could be. We'll have to get into that a little deeper here. But what I also wanted to look at is today, May 16th, we have an asteroid only 0.2 lunar distances from the Earth. It's only 4 meters in size, but that's pretty damn close. That's within these satellite belts and all that stuff. I know some people don't believe in the satellites, but if you get a telescope, you could actually see them. But anyway, yeah, that's just odd that that's coming in all on the same day. All right. Yeah, we can look. The unrest has been, I've never even seen them up into a purple before. So that's a 7 to 9 there on the K. And here was a blast we got hit. So we got another one coming in. I mean, that's pretty good hit right there on the Earth. If you're feeling dizzy, if you've got a lot of aches and pains, this could be part of it. Let's go ahead and go down a little bit. We're going to jump into some headlines here in a minute. I wanted to check the Schumann resonance and the charging has. So we do have some pretty good surface charging there. If you're flying over this area, you're going to be bombarded by radiation, which we got a story to get into about other kind of radiation, more radiation leaking in the Pacific, which we'll get into here in just a minute. Let me try and get through here. I want to document this, get this thing closed down. That's starting to look weird. Whoa, that don't look right. So this is the overview. So it's really not showing me what I wanted to see. Or let me close that down because that thing is running really slow. And let me get over here to where I can see the YouTube. Man, everything's running slow. It looks like it's lagging. Okay, now it looks a little better. All right, hopefully the stream will pick up for us once we get rid of some of these tabs. And if you guys notice, check out the let's get over here on the radar. Guess where all the tornadoes and severe storms were today? Exactly where the aerosols were deployed yesterday. I mean, they are exactly where the heavy aerosols were being deployed. The tornadoes were hitting in the exact very spot they were spraying yesterday. So busted cloud seeding operations. We've seen them in effect. We can see we had several tornado warnings. Let's let that load so we can document. I mean, this is exactly where the trails were being deployed yesterday. So they seeded, it looks like we just had a couple tornadoes there in Ohio and Chicago, or Illinois. So heads up, these storms are moving fast. It looks like, look, we got the radar, the military radars are spiking off the chart. We'll get into this map in more depth here in a little bit. Let's jump into some news. And I don't know why. I want to see if this cam is still going. All right, yeah, I'll come back to this. So here we go. Let's come out of the RT today. The Cold War nuclear coffin leaking radioactive waste from U.S. tests in the Pacific Ocean. This come from the UN chief. And check this thing out, man. That looks like a UFO. What the hell is that thing? A massive concrete dome built during the Cold War to contain waste from the U.S. nuclear testing has degraded and began leaking nuclear waste in the Pacific Ocean. We'll just add that with the Fukushima. What's the Bible say? 1/3 of the oceans will die. Well, that's the Pacific Ocean. While the imposing structure may look like something from a James Bond movie, it is a kind of a coffin, a stern reminder of the aftermath of American atomic weapons testings. The soil irradiated by the test and ash from the fallout were dumped into a crater, which was then capped with 18 inches of concrete measured that have proved ineffective at containing the waste in the long run. The bottom of the crater was reportedly never lined at all. So what do you mean? They put this on top of a volcano? Are you kidding me? Is that what they mean when they say they did it on a crater? And then they didn't even put nothing on the bottom. They didn't pour a floor, nothing. Are you kidding me, man? These are supposed to be the scientists. These are supposed to be the ones that are supposed to be guarding our ass, man. And they do some of the dumbest stuff ever. Our oceans are in serious trouble from coral bleaching to biodiversity loss. All right, let's just kind of see if there's anything else on here. The native people who lived on the Marshall Islands had to be forcibly evacuated and resettled by the U.S. administration. Nothing less may ended up exposed to nuclear fallout from the test. I wonder if that's the island that I covered a while back that they took over and used it for the bombing runs. See, this is how the governments work. If they don't want you somewhere, they're going to do stuff to make you move. That's what they're doing now. That's the new world order stuff. They're going to relocate. They want everybody to get into these mega cities and put you all in one spot, then they can release the plague and kill off a bunch of people at once. So here's a article from the Washington Post. Yeah, these guys, I really don't like these guys, but here, let's see what kind of propaganda they got for us. It was 84 degrees near the Arctic Ocean this weekend as carbon dioxide hit the highest level in human history. Over the weekend, the climate system sounded simultaneous alarms near the entrance the Arctic Ocean in northwest Russia. The temperature surged to 84 degrees Fahrenheit. Meanwhile, the concentration of the carbon dioxide in the atmosphere eclipsed 415 parts per million for the first time in human history. Saturday's steamy 84-degree reading was posted in Arkhangel, Russia, where the average high temperature is around 54 this time of year. Blah, blah, blah. So they get a little hot spot. All right. Anyway, that's the Washington joke. I need to do something on that. I'll check some other things. Here's another article. Major earthquake warning. U.S. West Coast earthquake warning as Cascadia subduction zone surges. Oh, yeah, that reminds me of another thing. It's like a full moon tonight. If it's not quite a full moon, it's definitely damn close to it. So, an ocean buoy data is alerting to an event in the Cascadian subduction zone off the west coast of Oregon. This is where a magnitude 9 earthquake went off in the 1700s. Now, we did have a bunch of buoys go off the other day. And I know it might have been related to that 7.5 or something. I can't really remember. All right, let's get out of that. All right, here's an article that they won't tell you about. The LED lights in your house can cause irreversible damage to the eyes and lead to a vision-robbing condition. So they urge officials to revise the maximum limit for exposure to LED lights. In a 400-page report, the body-worn powerful LED lights are phototoxic. LED phone, tablet, laptop screens do not pose a risk of eye damage. Well, yeah, they do. It said, okay, but urge car manufacturers to limit the luminous intensity of the headlights. Now, I hate these bulbs. These things buzz and give you a headache anyway. I'm getting to where it's hard to find a regular light bulb. But yet they're going to keep on pushing this, all kinds of this technology that they can actually control. You know, once they get this Internet of Everything going and all your smart meters and all that stuff, your smart thermostats, your smart refrigerators, your smart TVs, they'll be able to dim your lights. They'll be able to send signals through these lights to do some mind control on you. So here's some more Earth stuff. Physically, the latest start to spring on record for much of the U.S. agriculture consequences. So yeah, man. And if it's not like it didn't even go into spring, it just goes from winter to summer, back to winter to summer. And I've seen this link was posted. We had another dam that has failed. Let's see if we can play this.
The spillway gate at Lake Dunlap near New Braunfels suddenly collapsed. KXAN investigator Aaron Cargile has been digging into what we need to know about this particular dam and who inspects them. Aaron.
Sydney, no doubt this video is crazy. This dam was built in 1928. It's more than 90 years old, but the Texas Commission on Environmental Quality says despite the gate failure, this dam is still sound. TCEQ is the agency who inspects.
Yeah, the dam is broke, but it's still sound. These guys really expect us to believe this. Now, that's a concern all over. We're seeing the levees break. We're seeing all the rivers that are going over the banks. It's like a never-ending flood battle this year. This is the year of the floods. 2019 will go down in history so far as the year of the floods. Will they top it off with the false flags? Yet to be seen. Or if they start a war or whatever they want to do. We've also had an earthquake in central Israel, 4.6. No injuries were reported. I don't even know where that article come from. All right, we also yesterday had a high pollution advisory issued for Phoenix metropolitan area. We're going to get in and look at the maps here in a little bit and see who else has the bad air. I got a cough here. Orwellian attack on parental rights. A court punishes parent for misgendering the child. Are you kidding me? Man. It's stuff like this that just lets you know we are in the last days. We are out of time. So everybody better get ready to rise up and deal with this stuff. So here's another crazy article coming out of Australia. A positive Indian Ocean dipole this winter is bad news for drought-hit parts of Australia. Well, don't they know David Miles? He can fix the droughts. Cool seas off the Northwest could kick off a climatic phenomenon that may exacerbate winter drought across central and southern Australia. How about a engineered drought? The negatives of a positive IOD ironically tends to have a negative impact on the winter rainfall. You know, a dipole. They use dipole antennas in these antenna arrays, the phased array antennas. They are dipole antennas. All right, I probably need to read into this, but all they got to do is get a hold of David Miles. If you don't know who David Miles is, let's look him up on Twitter here. He runs a company that actually steers the atmospheric river. Oh, I got to get here first. He steers the atmospheric rivers. He can do tornado mitigation. There he is. Hey, thanks out there. Much love out there. Who was that? Susan. Much love out there, Susan. So, yeah, here he is. David Miles. He used to run Sci Blue and Acquiesce. He did a test in 2012 in Texas, modifying the weather and caused 4 feet of hail, tons of floods. So he offers tornado mitigation for cities and towns. I'm surprised the ABC Western Victoria failed to report on my 20-day rainfall project when it saved many farmers across from heavy losses. See, this is what he offers. He put the fires out in Tasmania back in February. And for $100 million, he can protect you against floods, storms, and fire threats. So all you need is $100 million, and he can affect your weather. He can change your weather patterns. This is just one of the companies. There's millions, not millions of companies, but there's a lot of companies out here that steer these atmospheric rivers, and this is what they're doing right here. We've documented it and proved it and had their information to back it up too. So they got an early blast of winter as the temperature dropped to 3 degrees on last Friday. So yeah, they got the weather's just messed up everywhere. They went too far. This was posted about a couple hours ago now, but this was the flight path of the Tucson, west of Tucson, just a couple hours ago. Look at that. Let's check that out. Look at that flight path. Remember yesterday the Woody in the sky, where apparently them guys got in trouble, and now I can't remember what it was about, but they got in trouble for riding the Willie in the sky. All right, let's get out of that. Where do we want to go here? Guess we're going to go check the Earth null real quick. Or actually, we need to go check the forecast models just to see what is going on with the weather controllers. All right, let me try to get this going here. And hopefully the stream is running okay for you guys. So here we go. Here we are looking at the moisture, which jumped us up 6 hours at a time to see where all this stuff is going. See snow there for California. You're going to get a little break. And then here we go with some more heavy flooding for the Missouri River. Northern California, you're getting hit with a bigger wave. And then the whole Midwest, this is going into Sunday, May 19th. Look at this. Where the targets are for the next 16 days. So we'll just go up 6 hours at a time. Look at this. This is the target zone. Right where the aerosols were deployed yesterday. So look at that. They're going to keep hitting the Missouri River. Yep, they're going to bring the Missouri River back over the banks. So yeah, we're looking at a lot of rain here over the next few days. Oh, wow. Look at that target zone right over Kansas City. Going down into Kansas. This is going to be major. So they're going to flood it out up to the north. And the rivers are already full. The lakes are all full. And as this water starts forcing down, they're going to hit it down here. They're going to try to make the rivers run backwards. Look at that. Holy crap. We better hope this is wrong, because we're getting up into the couple feet of moisture. So holy moly there. Wow, look at it just growing, man. Now there is the target. Kansas City, you are the new target. So yeah, we're off the chart in the color. We're looking at 2 feet of moisture over the next 16 days. That is the weather plan. So wow, let's check the that's crazy, man. Look at that. That's like a perfect target right in the center of the United States. So they're going for the kill shot. They're going for the Hart there. Let's go ahead and check the Canadian model. Now the Canadian model don't go out as far. Trying to get that to load everything. Yeah, definitely a mud flood, landslides. I know we don't have no big mountains or nothing, but you know, Kansas is really flat, man. You could really flood some stuff out right there. Now look, it's showing the main target. Now this isn't a full 16 days, it's 240 hours. But it's showing the main target right there on Oklahoma, Kansas border. So wow, man, we're going to keep our eyes on this. So if you go the same amount of time on the GFS, then you just turn it on up. So wow, they really are going for a pretty big hit right there. So damn, we're going to have to definitely keep our eyes on that, because that's going to be a mega flood. If you get 2 feet of rain in 16 days, we're talking biblical flooding. So we'll just have to see how that goes there. All right, let's go ahead and check the polar vortex winds just to see what's going on. Look, they're almost completely gone. And they should be. They should all be down here. Now we need to check to make sure they're not doing some kind of rapid heating event. So we're going to go check the temperatures. And everything's pretty normal. Look, we have a little heating event right there in Alaska, and then a little heating event down there in the Atlantic. Let's go ahead and check the ocean, see what all we got coming in here. Let me fast forward this. So nothing too big, so we're okay on the wave heights. No massive tsunami waves or nothing like that. Let's check the sea surface temperatures, and everything's looking okay on here. We'll check the temperature anomalies. Look how hot it is over here by Fukushima and Alaska. Look how hot, super hot water up there. Fukushima's still leaking. And then I forgot to even, I don't know where that island was that has radioactive waste, you know, flowing out of that. We have radioactive waste flowing out of the ground, you know, all over Washington, South Dakota. All these places are leaking. We got, you know, fires burning under the ground in St. Louis that are headed for a nuclear dump site. You know, I videotaped a semi-truck carrying a nuclear flask going down I-29 highway right where it flooded. And they're supposed to have armed guards, but no, they had nothing. Just cruising down the road with spent nuclear rods in the back of the truck. So yeah, the air quality sucks over here in the Northeast. We're looking at the carbon monoxide. You got all the fires going on. Down in Mexico, what is this? You know, them are fires. Why is it so high over here? Probably a fire up there. I mean, India almost looks better than the United States right now. Let's go ahead and check the carbon dioxide. And we got more bad air quality. Look at this off the coast, just south of Boston there. You're off the chart. You're in the blue. The Great Lakes, you're in the blue. So horrible air right here. Carbon dioxide concentration at the surface. So the worst spot on the whole planet is the East Coast and the northern part of Lake Michigan. You know, pretty crazy stuff right there. You want to see something really crazy? Let's go back to 2016. Now, the darker the colors, the better the air quality is. So here's 2016. There was no blue on the map. Maybe a couple little spots up here from the fires that were going on. But you can see the earth was much darker. Now let's put this thing back on today. Remember, the darker the color, the better the air. The lighter the color, the worse. Here we go. Let's put it on now. What the hell? Now we had all the fires that went on. We had all the volcanoes that went on. And then you have all the weather engineering. All the airplanes are trapping this stuff in. You know, that's why you're seeing the skies just disintegrated with chemtrails, man. They're trapping all these particulates up into the air, and it's like they're giving us the Venus syndrome. So they're trying to turn the planet into Venus. All right, now we're taking a look at the PM 2.5s. These are carcinogens. You don't want to have nothing to do with these things. If you were locked in a room with this stuff, it would kill you in about 15 minutes. So we got high amounts there in Florida, parts of Alabama. I don't know if there's a fire going on, what. Got a pretty high spot up there by the lakes. And look, all the fracking fires. You know, here's some fires. We know these are all fires. So that's really high right there. That's right where the earthquakes have been hitting. And it's near a fracking area where they're fracking the earth. See what the auroras look like. All right, we're done with this. I can't get over that, man. That's pretty crazy right there. So let's go ahead and check this out. Let me get this running if it'll run. Pretty crazy. This is May 16th, 2019. And we have winter weather advisories in California. Could you have guessed that? Look, we have beams coming off the military radar there in Omaha, Nebraska. And then you have the military radars that are just going nuts over here in California. So yeah, 2300. So right there around noon today, there was some tornado activity. Now we're going to zoom in on a couple of these. I'm just trying to watch this so I can see which ones I want to go into. Like, you can watch how the radars affect the storms. All right, let's jump into, let's go ahead and jump into some of these and take a quick look. The first one I'm going to look at is one that we catch where it's, pretty sure it's this way. Oh, it's right here. It's where we can actually see them sending and receiving the microwave frequencies. And let's just see if this one is actually doing it tonight. And then we'll go into a couple other ones. Nice crowd out there. Thanks everybody that is coming in here to watch this stuff. Thanks everybody out there on the D Live. Much love out there. And everybody watching it over on Facebook. So if we can get this thing to load, we'll take a look at some weather programs. If you don't think they're modifying the weather with the NexRads, I can show you two companies right now that use the NexRads to steer the atmospheric river. One's out of the Middle East, and you just seen David Miles. We could have went to his site and looked at all that stuff, but yeah, we definitely have that. Let me zoom in on this so you guys can see it. All right, so there's a military radar installation right over here. Now look, you're going to see little green things and shooting out of the center of this NexRad going over here, and then they'll be sending and receiving. So there you go. There goes two. One goes back, two goes back. These are not birds. There's a couple more going right through the rain and going back. So look, we definitely are sending and receiving from the military installation. Yeah, there goes two more. So yeah, see, these things are communicating. You know, you don't find this on a whole lot of things. You got to look around. Let me get back up here and see if I can find that beam coming out. And what these beams are, they're called searchlight mode. And they actually have regulations on these things. They're not supposed to run for more than 5 to 7 minutes. Otherwise, they're affecting the atmosphere. So we'll see how long this one was beaming out. You know, if it's, these things are supposed to be spinning. You shouldn't have a solid constant beam at all. All right, hopefully this will load. We'll see if this was the radar. So really not a whole lot of a beam. Wow, look at that rain just popped up from the NexRad. That's pretty crazy. So you got a few beams coming off, but nothing major right there. But man, we got some crazy. It was like it created a wind vortex right there. Let me check something here. Let's look at the base velocity. It looked like it kind of created its own vortex. So hopefully this is going to load a little bit. It looks like we're all in the green. Yeah, basically these are microwaves, man. These are radio frequency waves, microwaves. You know, when you see these NexRad stations, what the heck did they shoot right there? When you see these NexRad stations, you see tons of cars there. You not only have the National Weather Service in there, you have military, you have private contractors. It's a fleet of people in there. Yeah, look at that. It did like a vortex move. That is pretty crazy right there. So you got the incoming, the outgoing, and then it shoots something over here, and then it starts spinning. Wow, that is pretty crazy. Look, it was sucking everything into it. So boom, you get a shot up here, then it starts rotating. So that's not normal. All right, let's go down here to where the water generation has been going on, see if it's still going. Hey, no problem out there, much love out there. Now we've been catching the water coolers, the water generators going off quite a bit down here. Before all the bad storms there in Texas, these things were pumping out the moisture. It's just another form of cloud seeding. You know, when you go, let's see if I got one loaded here. I don't think I got one loaded. Oops, I'm on the base velocity. I want to get over here. Yeah, this is Laughlin Air Force Base. I didn't notice if the water coolers were going off, but We'll see here in just a second. We've been watching them for days. So it looks like they are turned off. Hey, thanks there, Run Along. So look, we've been documenting almost every night before all the storms in Texas, the 3 cooling towers that were pumping out the moisture. They're not on now. So they must have did their job, and now they're turned off. Let's go ahead and see if we can pick up that military radar stuff over here. Yeah, pretty much most of the world is sleeping. You know, they can't even, they're out there confusing their kids' mind with the transgender and the gender identity crap. You know, what's wrong is right now, what's up, what's down, it's all messed up right now. That's why we are in the last days. So they have this radar turned way down, so they want it to rain. It actually killed the rain off anyway. Whoa, what was that? Now we got like some strange anomaly down here. Let's let that roll through. Look at this. There, you know what that is? That's a military plane dropping some chaff. That's some military chemtrails. You also see something shoot out. That's probably part of the beam. But yeah, watch right in. There it is. Look at that thing. It shoots in and then goes backwards. So we got some weird stuff going on here. Let's go ahead and check up here where the storms are coming in. Yeah, a lot of people have cancer. I've had a battle cancer for 3 years now. And I didn't inherit it. They gave it to me. Oh wow, look at that. They're rotating that storm right over the next rad, man. Now I'm gonna have to check to see if that's an actual low pressure or if the radar is creating this. Look at that. It's like a little cyclone right over the next rad. Look, they got this side of the next rad turned up a little bit, but the back side is off. All right, let me look at something real quick here. Yeah, I'm trying to, give me a second here. I gotta check this because that I want to see if there's an actual low pressure there spinning or if that's a man-made. Let's try this. That's not what I want, but let me just look here. So these are our wind speeds. Okay. Try to get on the right thing. There we go. That's probably what I need right there. So yeah, that's not showing one unless it's that one. No. So I don't know what the hell is going on. The radar is creating a low pressure system. Look at that. All the moisture was flowing out that way, and it just gets the storm spinning. That is nuts right there. Let's look at that one on the base velocity. If it'll ever load, I might as well get the other thing loading while we're waiting on that. But I can't believe that right exactly where the aerosols were deployed yesterday is right where these storms fired up. So we're going to have to check to see where they're at tonight. Wherever the aerosols are tonight, that's where the storms are going to be tomorrow, so you'll have a day heads up. So we'll give that a little bit of time to load, and we'll come back to it. So what do we got going here? We got the incoming, the outgoing. Look at that. It just flipped on a dime. I see the microwave rings. There's a microwave pulse, and I'll be able to bring that out with a different angle and stuff here. Let me see if we can bring out the microwaves. Alright, that's not what I wanted. Maybe it's this one. Sometimes I forget to look at these radars because there's so much stuff to go over every single night. And that's not it either. Let's try to get this to load. Alright, so the purples will be the microwave pulses. So they're pulsing it out about 80 nautical miles from the center of the next rad. So let's just go ahead and fully load. So yeah, they're doing all kinds of crazy psychedelic vortex spinning stuff on this radar right here. So this radar is definitely affecting the moisture. It's turning it into a low pressure. Yeah, I was want to load this one more time so we can look at the crazy action on this radar. And then you also have the military chaff being deployed down here in the southern part. We'll probably pick that up on the Go 17. Look at that, just spin around like little miniature tornadoes or something. That's crazy. All right, I'm glad we looked at that. Let's go ahead and get out of this. And I got one more thing that we got to load that's going to take a little bit to load. So all right, let's check out where the aerosols are being deployed. Let me get this where we can see it a little better. Now just check these storms so last night all the aerosols were coming down right in that location. And look at the height on these storms, man. They really popped up. It's like a eye wall of a cyclone going around. That is crazy right there. Look, didn't they, the air should have been stabilized, but no. It's popping off. Like somebody's dropped a bomb, like a bunker busters going through here, and they're in a line. All circle shaped storms. We've been seeing that this year. That's pretty crazy. Either the storms are coming out from at one location, like a single point, or they're being circle bombs like that, like a cluster bomb of storms. Yeah, you can really see that spin up. And it looks like the big aerosols are being deployed over Mexico into Nevada. So they were spraying really hot and heavy up to the north, and it looks like they still are. We'll have to probably zoom in on them different regions. I'm just trying to catch all the man, there's a lot of spraying going on here. None of it's like really sticking out big time, but you can definitely see it. Let's see if we can pick it up down here in the Bajas first. So you got super grid action right there over Mexico. You know, sporadic spraying down here. But look at that right there, man. Let's zoom in on that so we can get the full picture of that. This is nothing but weather control right here. They're loading the sky up with the heavy metals. Then it makes it a little bit easier to steer it with the next rads. So look at all these crisscross patterns. Look how thick them aerosols are. That's all going over into Texas. Super heavy sprays. I mean, they're spraying the whole area, but them are definitely sticking out like a sore thumb right there. Let's go ahead and look up here, way up here in the northwest. They seem to have been a target for here for the last month, and you're already seeing the aerosols way up there off BC, all over Washington. All right, I want to go down a little bit because I want to see if we can pick up that what looked like military chaff or military chemtrails, whatever you want to call it. We may be too far south. I know what I need to do here. We need to go to the west. There we go. It took me a while to get to it. Let's try maybe that one. So we got a spraying operation right out there in the Pacific. Look at these guys right here. You got sporadic spraying all right there. Look at that. They're spraying right here northeast of Hawaii. So that's going to be, they must be going to pull this down, and they're spraying down here, and they're going to combine these. They're going to merge them. Really need to be a little bit closer though. See this one right here. Man, you can really see the grid patterns right there. Look at that chemtrail. That's a fat boy right there. Another big liner down there in the south. You got liners going on everywhere out here. Actually, I want to be a little bigger. I want to check the whole area to see if we can spot any kind of bunker fuel being deployed. Change this over to the microphysics. Oh man, I think I see ship tracks. Let me see here. We're gonna have to wait for that to load for a minute. So while we're waiting on that to load, want to welcome in everybody out there on the D Live. Welcome in everybody out there on the Facebook. Everybody here on the YouTube. Much love out there. Make sure you get thumbs up. Let's get this information out because YouTube hides everything. They take away the thumbs up. They hide the videos. They don't want the public getting this out, man. They definitely shadow ban this thing. Sometimes they won't even let people watch them. They won't let people share them. You got one ship down there. That is one crazy spitting action right there. That is crazy. Yeah, so I'm not seeing like a big shipping operation at all out here. Alright, well that's a good thing. Alright, let's check this real quick. We want to check the Arctic and the Antarctic to see if we have any plasma being released from these solar flares or from the weather engineers. And we can actually pick it up on this. This is the only live feeds of the poles that I can find. They used to have a really good water vapor one, but they took that away. They'll probably take this one away. So we're not getting any kind of plasma up here in the northern hemisphere. Let's go ahead and check the southern hemisphere. Now the other day we did have plasma being blasted there underneath Australia, and we think we know who was causing that, but let's see what this one does today. Hey, thanks there, Mighty Patriot. Much love out there. Hey, Bamboo's no slacker, let me tell you. Look at that little, look at that. There is a plasma flash right there. What in the world? I've never seen a little flash like that before. Usually you get streaks or a big area, but there's just a little bitty flash right there. What are they doing right here? Now this probably won't load. This is one resource killing program right here, man. It is ridiculous how long it takes this thing to load. I tried to download 24 hours of photos when the Paradise Fire was going on, and it used my whole month's of bandwidth overnight. $125 to try to download it, and then the file was all messed up. I was so pissed. Yeah, it shouldn't really be buffered, man. We're all in the green. Yeah, we went over the solar stuff earlier in the broadcast, but we're still expecting a G2 to hit between tomorrow. Yeah, this thing may not even load. I guess while we're waiting on that, let's go back over to the east. Hey, thanks there, Ryan. Much love out there. All right, let's see if this, yeah, this thing ain't gonna load, man. Here, I'll drop this link in the description there. If you guys want to check that out. Yeah, it's not gonna load. It's too many characters. It's 315 characters, and you can only post 200. Whoa, look at these lines right here. Are they cloud seeding down here in the Antarctic? What the heck is that crap? Yeah, I'm trying to drop the link, but it's not going to let me. Here, I can give you the main link, and then you guys can figure out the you can just go to what I went to. I'll show you how to do it, but now I messed up here. Oh man, I messed the link thing up. Oh wow, what'd I do to it? Here, I'll have to load another one up. Man, that sucks. So look, there's the plasma right there. Look at that. We got a light, we got a blue streak going through there, but something happened down here in Antarctica. So you had a flash right there. Hopefully this will load the rest of it. That's pretty crazy. I want to see this thing loaded. Well, I messed up the wow, how do I fix that? Oh, I wonder if that'll work. Okay, there it is. All right, here's the link. I'll post this into the chat. Oh man, it's still too big. It won't let me do just what I was gonna do. Hey, thanks there, Major Ola. Much love out there. And now the stream is going into the red. I guess they don't want me talking about this plasma explosion down here in the Antarctica. Yeah, it's not going to go. Anyway, the RAM slider, the link for this whole thing right here is in the description. If you go way down to, if you scroll down the description past all the channel stuff, it's the second link down at the bottom below the JMA viewer thing. Oh, you know what we didn't check? We forgot to check the mimic map. Oh, we got to invest now. We got one right there underneath Mexico, and then we got one way out here by Easter Island. I think that's where that is. But let's check the mimic. Thanks guys out there in the super chat. Much love out there. Definitely helps keep this operation going. Whoa, look at that X or the square pattern over the Midwest. Got another one there. Look, they're steering the atmospheric river down there in Australia. They're stretching it out. They're steering the atmospheric river right into the west coast. Let's jump in on North America. I think I'm starting to get better from the chemtrail lung. I think I'm finally starting to get better. Still hacking and coughing, but it's getting a little better. So yeah, what are they doing right here? So like this atmospheric river shouldn't be all spread apart like that big, man. It should just be a whipping action. This is all completely being disintegrated. Look how dry. It's like they're trying to stop the rain, but yet they're steering the rain right over California. That's kind of a weird anomaly in itself right there. All right guys, I think we're gonna go ahead and call this a show. I want to thank everybody out there for joining us, and we're gonna hit this song called Rise, because we all need to rise against the dark side. And then after that we'll play the fighting song, but I'll come join you in chat. Much love out there. God willing, we'll be back tomorrow. Crank it up. Let's do this.